Hey everybody, Lily here again for the Faction and Kill Your Stereo. After premiering their latest track Inertia on the Faction last week, I have Tay here from It's Acrylic to chat about the song, their upcoming EP Minutia Sick Darling, and hopefully a little bit more. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure. Thanks for jumping in for a chat. Okay, so Inertia's been out for just over a week now. How are you feeling about the reception so far?
Yeah, great. We we've we've had people, friends of friends and stuff, messaging them and being like, "This song's good." Like, I feel like there's obviously a bit of a culture to support local acts, but I think that people are a little bit more happy with this one. I think that this song is a lot less weird than the last one. We love Over, but it's like, I don't know, a little bit less conventional structurally and sonically and stuff. And we sort of had a feeling that Inertia would be the, like, the, I don't know, the big one, you know what I mean? Like, out
Yeah.
of this first little package of music. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the song is about?
Yeah, so it's like, broadly, it's about the kind of coming out of like periods of like really, I don't know, low mental health, just shitty times, and sort of like being a little bit overwhelmed with what it feels like to be normal. Even if it's only periodically. I explore that through the narrative of this person who basically like hits somebody with his car, and then out of guilt, like, finds out about them, like goes to their family and stuff, and sort of like slowly falls in love with the idea of who they are. So it's sort of like, I don't know, it's trying to be like, beginning all manic and like callous and doing something like terrible, and then as you sort of like, as you reclaim the kind of story behind what happened, you realize like how important it was and how like meaningful it is to you, I guess. So I don't know, it's all about context, I guess. Yeah.
I like that. I like that it's not just like this is a love song or this is a this song.
Yeah.
That people,
Yeah.
like it's got a bit of a I don't want to say performance art, but like almost like a story to it, and I like that. It's quite refreshing. From quite a new band. As far as like sonically for the song, that's a little bit different as well. I touched on this in a single review, how musically it kind of took me a little bit by surprise, right? It starts off with these semi-isolated, really front and center vocals. And then as the song builds, the guitar comes in, it changes tone, and then by the end, the vocals take this back seat to this melodic guitar and almost like a heavy fade out.
Yeah.
I really love that it doesn't play to the traditional format. I could see it as like a great closer for a record. I guess I wanted to know, sorry about my ramble, but I really, really liked it. I guess I wanted to know, how did this song come to life musically? Like, how do you find putting something like that together?
Well, our band has a bit of a creative ethos, essentially, that the instrumentation is like my muse. So there's really, it's all about, like, if I'm singing about somebody or I'm singing to somebody, we're trying to represent them as best we can musically. So I guess in a sort of a more traditional sense, like a guitar solo might be the voice of the muse, essentially. But
Mm.
it's broader, like, with this end section, my vocals come right down. We've got that massive like stacked vocals from a friend of mine, Jude, and obviously like the whole band's going crazy. That, yeah, that's, it's really meant to be, this woman that I'm singing about coming to forefront, essentially, just like taking me over. My part is less important, essentially, for that part of the story. Yeah.
Wow, I'm actually quite blown away by that because I thought I was being really insightful, like picking up like but like that's a whole different layer to the story I never could have expected.
Awesome. Well, I hope there's, multiple ways to interpret, I guess, to encourage re-listening at the very least.
I mean, I've definitely re-listened to it quite a handful of times, so
Thank you very much.
my pleasure.
Cheers.
Um, it's pretty early in the piece for It's Acrylic. Eventually, I guess you'll stop getting these questions. So I definitely want to ask now. How did you all meet and decide to start It's Acrylic?
So we actually all met at uni, studying music at the Griffith Conservatory. Um, initially there was, so the producer slash mixer slash guitarist Harry was in another band with a guy. Yeah. It's funny. He's like the main musician. He's the main one in the band, but because I'm the singer, I get to be the face. Um, but yeah, he was initially in another band with a guy called Campbell, who actually wrote the instrumental for Inertia. And he doesn't perform with us, but he still writes with us a lot, and he also does all of our visual content. So he's taken pretty much all the photos of us, and doing videos and stuff like that. So yeah, they met in a band, and then yeah, the rest of us met in uni, and we've been, even though we've only started gigging sort of mid last year, and releasing music at a similar time, we've been writing and sort of mucking around together for like 3 years. So we're pretty tight, which is good.
Yeah. Very ready to get out there and show everyone your music.
Yeah.
You touched on gigging. You guys have played, a couple of live shows now. How has it been to start playing these tracks live?
Oh, it's fantastic. It feels so good. It's like the music is obviously very cathartic. So being able to perform it and sort of put myself, I think we all feel the same way, being able to put ourselves into these narratives, and just really like emotionally explore them on stage feels incredible. And there's always such a great reception. Like I feel like people enjoy us live, which is very nice.
That's awesome. And when you're talking earlier about the stories that you put behind the lyrics and the fact that there is such meaning behind also the music, I think like that would be a completely different ballpark when you're performing live, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think that we've released enough, and we have um generous enough friends that they come to our shows and we've started being able to hear people sing along, which is just
Yay!
like phenomenal. It's absolutely incredible. It's so good.
Oh, what a great feeling.
Yeah.
You're talking about releasing music and you've got a bit out now. All we have on the EP so far is soon. I guess I wanted to ask, like, I know you probably can't tell me when it's coming out, but do you have an indication of when we might hear when it's coming out?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that within the next month we should have a release date, and it shouldn't be too long after that release date is announced, I suppose. But it'll definitely be this year, so that's good.
Awesome. Well, I, for one, am very excited to hear it, and hopefully get you guys playing some shows down here in Melbourne.
Oh, absolutely. That would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
Where live music is at.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. That's, every musician knows you have to go to Melbourne eventually.
100%.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't live anywhere else.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Taya. Everyone watching, please check out It's Acrylic. Definitely check out the latest song, Inertia. It's on all streaming platforms now. Thank you so much, Tay. I can't wait to see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers. See ya.
you.